What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys. Well, there's a lot of excitement happening. Bitcoin is pumping, and we are seeing SPS at 3 cents. Actually, it looks like a little bit more than 3 cents now. DEC is well above 800 splintoshis, and the land white paper is out. So what I wanted to do, we've done DEC health checks. I wanted to do an SPS health check and just kind of get an idea of what's out there and what is locked up. And so locked up, that can be viewed in two ways, right? There's staked, but then there's also a ton of what's considered liquid SPS, but it's actually in the DAO and won't move anywhere or do anything unless we vote to do something with it. So let's actually take a look here. And we have we'll just say like 1 billion to be safe, right? It's 1 billion, 6 million SPS total that is in circulation, right? And I believe that includes or removes all the ones that were burned already. So our maximum is 2.935 instead of 3 billion now, which is awesome. So I want to take a look here. We can see that there's 532 million. We've seen 12 million SPS staked so far in anticipation for Vruz this upcoming week. So that leaves 473 million liquid SPS. Now, all that liquid amount, let's actually go over here to Peak Monsters, and we can see on Peak Monsters, let's go to just SPS, and we can see that the DAO, for example, is holding 68 million. So we're going to do this math kind of live on the spot. So where do we go? Let's go back to this. We have 473 million, right? So 473 million minus the 68. We are down to 405 million SPS that is currently out and about. Now, some of that SPS is also in liquidity pools. So I want to remove that. Although liquidity pools are just that, right? They're liquid SPS. They can be taken out at any time. In fact, if we go here, you can see that somebody removed, or some people removed, a ton of liquidity from the SPS BNB pool. I mean, this thing used to be down in the 42% range. I think it was like 800 to 900,000. And now, you know, it's a little bit over $500,000, and the APR is back up to 87.89%. So if we take a look at this, where are we at right now? So we're at 405 SPS, 405 million SPS that is currently considered liquid. So let's just see how much we have. Actually, before we do this, oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Not at all. Let's close that. Before we do that, I want to take a look at how much is on Hive. Now, what's on Hive doesn't necessarily mean that it's only in liquidity pools or only liquid, but you can see here that Hive has about 73 million SPS. Now we can go through later and look at the specific pools, but I just wanted to call this out right now. So 73 million SPS. Oh, whoops. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong thing. 73. It is actually, oh, it is 73 million. Oh, of course, as total. And there's nothing staked on Hive. So now let's come back here. So we were at 405. The only thing is that I want to look at off-chain or the BNB and the Ethereum pool. So if we do 544, 130, now I'm just going to estimate SPS at roughly 3 cents, right? So 0.03 divided by 2, that's about 9 million SPS that's currently sitting in the liquidity pool for SPS BNB. Obviously, the other half of that is going to be in the BNB token. And then the same thing over here with 1127062 divided by 0.03 and then divided by 2. So there's about 18.7 million SPS there. So I'm just going to round up. We'll just say 18.7 plus 9 point whatever is roughly another 28 million. So we're going to do 405 minus 28, and we're looking at 377 million. Now, we are going to go over to the final spot here. We know that about 73 million is sitting on Hive Engine, but we can get a rough idea of how much is in pools. Now, again, people can take capital out of pools very easily, very quickly, especially like here on Tribal Dex. So that doesn't mean that there's, you know, it's not going to move. But what it does offer is higher APRs, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if people start to go back into the BNB SPS pool just because it's offering 87%, which is like double what the Ethereum pool is currently offering. So let's go here. And again, we're just going to look at the top ones, right? So swap.hive and SPS. Let's do by total liquidity. I think that's going to be the DEC SPS. So you can see here, there's 47.2 million, right? So minus 47 million. And then on the SPS or swap.hive and SPS, there's another 14.7 million. I'm just going to say minus 15 because we're doing some just round numbers. B is 2 million SPS. PKM is 2 million SPS. Swap.eth is 1 million SPS, right? So, I mean, that's minus another 5. I would say if we go down the long tail here, what we'll probably end up finding is that in truth, there is only about 300 million SPS out there and available. Now, when I say only, that is still a gigantically large number, right? So I don't want you to think that like, oh my gosh, like there's only 300 million. That's a lot to burn through. So I'm not trying to say that like, you know, we're going to start seeing the flywheel, you know, the magical flywheel start to take off. There's a lot of SPS that needs to be burned through. But as we're seeing, once DEC gets to its peg, right, then, and we need to start getting more DEC into the mix. Like right now, it makes more sense for people to go buy DEC off the market. But once we start getting to DEC back to its peg, there may be some there may be some demand for SPS. Again, a lot of people probably have that SPS and are waiting to burn it for DEC once DEC is closer to peg, right? Because right now, let's say I'm holding onto the SPS, I could keep it in a liquidity pool, I could put it into, or I could keep it staking. So there's still a ton of SPS, but what I'm talking about right now is there's just 300 million liquid SPS that you know is out there that we need to burn through. So if we just do some quick math here, because I want to get an idea of how much, well, and what we can wrap up with this, but there's still 2 million Riftwatcher packs, right? And I think I've done the math on this before, but just to give context, 2 million Riftwatcher packs, right? So $5 per pack times 2 million means we have 10 million total dollars, right? Divide that by 0.03, that's 333 million SPS. So what are we looking at here? For again, I'm just trying to give you the context. There, if people were just to take that liquid SPS right now, nobody's buying, but they just take what they have and go buy Riftwatcher packs, there wouldn't be enough SPS with SPS at 3 cents. So does this mean you should ape into SPS and just go crazy with it and buy a ton because it's going to go to the moon? No, that's not what I'm trying to get at here. I'm just trying to let you know where the current token like health is. We're getting about 1 million SPS per day in terms of like overall dilution. But again, over the next 3 months, that's like 90 million. I don't know. You know, like that's like 90 million, which isn't an insignificant amount by any means, but it is something to think about as we go through with this, and as people start needing to stake a ton of DEC or burn a ton of DEC for their land stuff in Q2. So that's where things are at for SPS. Again, we have roughly 300 million that is out there, and that is out and about, I should say. I'm curious to know, from your perspective, is that a lot? Is that a little? Should we expect a ton of SPS to be coming out of liquidity pools? If that's the case, would you put money into liquidity pools then, knowing that the APRs are super high and very much worth it for many people that are trying to play that game? I don't know, but it's going to be an interesting, complex, dynamic economy. And over the next 3 months, I would be lying if I said I'm not the littlest bit excited about what this could do for the price action on DEC and SPS. Again, this is not financial advice. I'm not telling you to go out and buy any of these. You can, for me, right? I'm. It's not like I'm buying SPS. I'm just playing the game. I'm just playing the game. I'm using my investments to earn more, playing the liquidity pool game, playing the card game. And, it's just fun. So I'm really excited about this. Obviously, we are getting to a point now where utility is going to really matter. So the big question is, what happens when SPS replaces CP? What is that going to look like, and how will that shift the overall dynamic? Keep in mind, we are here in the back half of March, right? So by the time the VRU snapshot takes place, that's going to be March 21st. And essentially, SPS is going to be locked up for 4 weeks, right? Or the full amount of SPS that people will be trying to unstake. So if I was the team, again, I have no idea when this stuff is coming, but if I was the team, you have like a month period there where it could be a good time to start discussing what that SPS staking requirement is going to be. People are going to have the SPS staked already. And then we look at, well, how much will you need staked? How much will other accounts need staked, right? So Or sorry, not other accounts, but how much will leagues need staked? And then maybe you'll need to pass it forward or backwards. I don't know if SPS delegation is going to come out, but that is like the big kind of elephant in the room, or it's like in the elephant next door, where it's like, it's coming, but we just don't know how big it is. We don't know what the deal is going to be. But considering that a ton of SPS is going to be locked up for at least 4 weeks starting on the 21st, I don't know. To me, this is really exciting. We got 300 million SPS. There's still Rift Watcher packs out there. People are buying through a lot of the other cards. Could be exciting. So that's all I have for you guys. Have an amazing rest of your day. I'll catch you all in the next video and see you around the game. Take care.